Hi, welcome to Cook Along with Renee, and today we're going to make sloppy joes with a homemade bun, and as a bonus at the end, you can stick along, we're going to do a side of salad. So we only have a little bit of time as always, so let's just jump right into it. Equipment-wise, you can use a KitchenAid, a knife, a skillet, I like the deep ones, and your cutting board. That's what you need for your equipment today. You're going to need your yeast, some sugar. This is for your buns. You're going to need olive oil or avocado oil. I do my wheat bran. You're welcome to or not. I do my Kirkland organic flour. Usually I use it out of a bucket, but the bucket is almost empty. So that's what you have for buns. Now for everything else, this is for your meat. We have our frozen beef. So you're probably starting from frozen if you're like me. Onions, celery. We have some ketchup, a little bit of barbecue sauce, anything works, a little bit of molasses, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I have it in a big gallon jug. Some garlic powder, cumin, pepper, black pepper, and some salt, and a little bit of mustard. That's almost empty. So, a lot of things to refill today. So that's what you need for your quick sloppy joe meat. So that's it. Let's go ahead and get started on our bread. You want to start with your oven, and I went ahead and set mine to I always want to say 300, but 425 degrees bake convection, or you could do maybe 430 on bake. And we're going to just jump right in. We're going to get our yeast going into our mixing aid, KitchenAid, mixing aid. I always call it mixing aid for some reason. Whoops, I do not have a teaspoon ready, so wait, let's see. My dishwasher's clean. Woohoo, win-win! You want a tablespoon, so go ahead and grab a tablespoon or a big, just kitchen spoon, and you're going to do, quickly, I'm going to do 2 batches. I always like to have 2 batches, which makes 16 rolls, 3. Or you can do them, you can use them for breakfast, toast them, put jam and butter in the morning. You can do so many different things with them. So I'm going to do 16 because I have a big family, but you're welcome to just half that recipe if you want. And do less, but we're making it for a big family here. I'm going to do about a tablespoon. Oops. Oh man, the joys of Cook Along with Renee. I always seem to spill things on this video, probably because I'm trying to talk at the same time. So you get to see the mess that is my kitchen. I'm going to sweep that up. Okay, so go ahead and grab your 1 cup measurement cup. 1 cup. I don't know how you say that. It's been a long day. And I'm just going to fill that with 2 cups water. That's what you're going to do. Keep the journey with me. Put that right into your yeast sugar mixture. And that's all you need, 2 hot cups for your amazing rolls. Okay, you're going to give it a quick stir with your yeast sugar spoon that you used. You want to dissolve that sugar so the yeast can get to it easier. And now we're just going to let that sit, and while we're letting that sit, we're going to get everything else going. So now what you want to do is grab a bowl to defrost your meat in. Any old bowl will do. Keep your water hot. Because we're doing a quick defrost. Throw your meat in there and let it go. Now we're going to start prepping. A little more water. Now I'm going to prep really quick for the rest of my meat while my yeast is going. So I'm going to do we have about 1.5 pounds of beef. If you have a pound, that's fine too. I'm just going to use these 3 celery stalks. You can rinse yours off, but mine are pre-washed here. So go ahead and chop those up. Just right down the line there. You don't need to do anything fancy with those. Okay, I'm going to put that onto a plate so it's ready to go later. This way you're not having to worry about you're cooking your meat and chopping things all at the same time. That's how you get burnt food. There's an end piece there. Okay. Now I'm going to chop some onion. And I'm going to do about half an onion here. Ooh. Got some sneezing people in my home right now, so if you heard that, that's what that was. Maybe you didn't, but I'm guessing you did because my mic seems to pick it up. And that's okay, because this is kind of coming at you live, in a way. We're slightly edited, but slightly live. It'd be fun to do a live video at some point, but I am not there yet. There's too many little kiddos here. Okay, just doesn't have to be super fine. You can also throw this in your cooking art if you have it out for whatever reason. Oh, it's okay, Annie. My little gal is hitting that point of the night. We went shopping, and so we're a little bit behind today. It is my husband's weekend. Okay, so just throw that onion onto your plate. And it's good to go. Move that to the side. Any extra bits can go into your compost. And if you have a moment, why not throw your produce back? Is the compost bowl going? Nope, gotta get a new one now. Yeah, they're all dirty, so I'm just gonna not compost those pieces today. Go ahead and throw your produce back into the fridge. Okay, and that's it for our prep. So let's check on our yeast mixture. Woo! The wire's catching stuff. Fun times. I'm not gonna edit that out. Okay, so it looks foamy. So I'm gonna do the flour now. So you can watch how I do this. I do have to do a refill here. Just cutting this flour. I love this flour. It works really good. The gluten content's pretty nice on it. Pretty high, so you can make bread with it. I really do want to experiment with bread flour because that would be epic. I have made just regular sandwich loaves out of this as well. Okay, so I'm going to use my measuring cup to get out whatever's left in there. This is a great way to store flour. If you have a big family, I'm just going to put the first cup in there. We're going to do 4 cups of flour. So let's do, it's probably about 2. And I'm going to pour the rest in, and let's see what that gets us. It's always a fun part. Let's see here. It's going to be a little messy. Almost is. Another cup there. I'm going to call that a cup. Okay, let's call that 3. A little under 3. And I'm going to open my flour here. So remember, 3. 3 is the number I got to remember. I can do it. You never want to lose track when you're adding flour to something, but desperate times, desperate measures. So this is a 5 pound. Is this 5 pounds? Oh, this is a 10 pound. So I fit about 20 pounds of flour into one of these buckets, which is awesome. And it's going to save you so much money. Making your own bread, especially this nice fast quick bread, is going to save you so much money from the store. And the taste is really good, so you kind of get a double bonus there. Woo! Flour flying! They come up with a little song for the flour that moves around me. Okay, so we were a little under 3, so let's finish that 3 up. Okay, now it's a full 3. I'm going to do 1 more cup. Not too much because I want to make sure that my dough doesn't get too dry. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bran, maybe about 1/2 cup. Gotta make it healthy. And then I'm using my 1 cup here. I'm gonna do about 1/4 of that 1 cup, so I don't have to get another cup dirty. Just estimate. Whee! Sound effect. Sound effects and cook along with Renee. Go ahead and start your KitchenAid. And if you're kneading it, start kneading. You might be doing this by hand, and that's okay too. Okay, so that's going. I'm going to put this flour away. At least get it down on the ground. Woo! Okay, it's down on the ground. We're going to get a tray to do our buns. I use a bigger cookie sheet for reference. You can do 2 small ones, but you're gonna need a big one if you're gonna fit all of those on there. Okay, so now, let's see, do I need olive oil for anything else? Maybe to heat up my meat with. So yes, I'm gonna keep the olive oil out. I'm gonna put away my bran. So go ahead and put away all of your food items. Keep your yeast in the fridge if you buy it in bulk for maximum benefit. If you do packets of yeast for this quick bread, you almost need 3 to 4, and that doesn't make any logical sense unless you're doing bulk. So I highly suggest, if you haven't done bulk yet, to go get yeast in bulk. Okay, so now that that's going, let's check our meat. Now, ground beef is pretty awesome because it can be slightly frozen and you can kind of defrost it as you cook. So that's what I'm going to do to kind of speed things along. I'm actually going to add my onions and celery later. So let's see. Go ahead and grab some scissors. It's okay, sweetie. Hi. Okay, you grab your scissors and I will meet you back here in just a second. I'm going to calm down my little one. Okay, so we're back to our meat now. You might hear some sad little girl sounds in the background. Your daddy's helping her get pajamas on. Okay, so I'm just taking this wrapper off. Of my meat. So go ahead, the warm water should have been enough to get your wrapper off and get any pieces that were maybe off. I'm going to throw it in here. Oh golly, this one just separated on there. Every little yummy piece of beef on there. We buy half a cow at a time. We're really lucky like that where we live. Another good option to finding a really good price on meat. You can find a local small farmer. Okay, so that's good to go. I'm going to wash my hands. So go ahead and wash your hands if you ended up touching some of that meat. And we'll get that going on the skillet on low. I'm not even going to add my olive oil or anything yet. I'm just taking it right onto my stove. Move your tray over if it's on the stove. And I'm going to put it on low, medium, lowish. And let that just start warming up. I am also going to add a lid because I feel like that will help you cook it just a little bit faster. So go ahead and grab a lid if you have one. And then you can just place it on top. I'm becoming British now. Okay, let's check on our dough. It's been going this whole time, and you can see that it's really sticking to the sides. Do you see that? Let's see if I can get you in there. Yeah, see how it's not pulling into a ball? That means we need to add more flour. And because I already put olive oil into my cup, I'm going to grab a 1/2 cup and just add it in 1/2 cup increments. already moved it to the ground, right? Am I right? So I have half a cup. I'm going to start with that. And see where it takes us. Need another half cup ready because I have a feeling you might have needed a little bit more. Always better to start that way though, because your flour might be dry, it might be humid where you are. I hate doing the bread tutorials and all of that because I feel like it's so different depending on where you live and your weather. It really does affect it. Even if someone in the same city as me had a more humid home and they had their flour stored a different way, they're going to have slightly different water content or how they pick up their flour. Maybe flour can be kind of heavy, so if you're not, there's just so many factors. So doing it by eye is sometimes the best way. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to need that extra bit, but you can see how it's starting to pull away from the KitchenAid. I'm giving it time to, I'm not stopping it yet because I really want it all the way mixed in. Because it might start sticking again to the bottom, and I can kind of see it starting to do that. Yep, there it goes. It's starting to kind of get sticky again. You can see it right at the bottom. So I'm gonna, oh, there it goes, yep. So I'm gonna do my more flour. See, it'd be really easy to see, oh yeah, that's good, and then turn your machine off, but really you needed more flour. Your dough will be way too sticky once you start making your little hamburger buns. So it's still mixing it in there. Now, if you were kneading, you might be done kneading and you can start getting your meat ready. Maybe you heard me talking about it or were watching, so go ahead and do that now if you are kneading, because you could not prep while you're kneading. That's why machines are so awesome to get things done so quickly. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more, still seeing some stickiness at the bottom. And that should probably be it for me, just because I've done this a decent amount of times. And I know when it's almost ready. Just letting that finish up. Put your scissors away if you've gotten any scissors out. Oh yeah, perfect. It's not really sticking on the bottom. Doing a good job picking up all those other little pieces without sticking. And you know what we forgot? We forgot the salt. This is a little chaotic in my home, so that's okay. If you forget to salt your dough, that's okay. I might sprinkle some on top. I love salt, so if you watch my channel and you've actually watched my videos, you know that I really love salt. I always have to have salt. Okay. So, grab your salted, maybe unsalted dough. Maybe you caught that, maybe you didn't. Go ahead and just move it to your tray. Now you can put some oil on your tray and rub it around, but I like to use parchment paper because it's an easy cleanup and it doesn't stick and you don't have to worry about your bun sticking, which is not a fun thing. So grabbing some parchment paper. Looks like my meat is starting to kind of tick down a little more. Oh man. Doing all the things in backwards order today. You have a little dough on there, that's okay. Okay, so now I have my big hunk of dough and I'm just going to cut it in half. That's going to be 8. This is going to be 8. So just start dividing it in 2s. So that should be 4 and 4. Divide that in half roughly. Now we're going to have 2 and 2. 2 and 2. And take that last little bit, use your fingers and pinch, pull that off. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know, because some kids like, you might have a sandwich that works better for little ones or adults. Okay, so there's my 8 little guys. I will get to those in a second. I'm going to separate this one out. So do the same thing. Pinch, twist, pinch, twist, pinch and twist, pinch and twist. There's 4, and then this should be 4. You can weigh this out, but when you are in a hurry and you're a mom, you just go for it. The more you practice, the better it gets. Okay, so I should have 16 here. And if you doubled it, that's what you have. Now I'm just going to form them into balls, and I'm going to really push them flat because I want them to be a little bit flatter. I don't want them, if you want a really high bun, don't flatten it. My husband prefers the flat. It's easier for kids to eat. So just roll them like you're doing a Play-Doh ball. Boop. Smash it. Roll it. Smash it. So go ahead and work on that. Work on rolling out your dough balls. Maybe you're finishing getting your 16. Remember, they don't have to be perfect. We're not doing grocery store factory hamburger buns tonight. Go ahead. This is a good time at night, mom tip. If you have a kitchen that's, you know, kind of hard to see with kiddos and they're just really hyper, try putting on a really calm favorite movie. Have your spouse sit there with them in case you're filming videos like me. But it kind of helps them calm down for the night too. Maybe playing outside if it's nice, but it is a rainy day here. And it's getting a little later. We had a busy night with Easter. Last night we went to my parents' house and we got to do all of the fun things like Easter egg hunts, and it was so exciting. We got Easter baskets, and it was my little gal's first Easter, which is always a precious moment. So yeah, it was a pretty busy day, and we got back a little bit later, so that kind of threw the kids off their schedule. I'm making these pretty flat, but I'm excited to try it. I flattened it before, but I feel like it didn't get it quite as flat as I wanted it to, so we're going to kind of experiment. I want to say they're about 1/2 inch-ish thick. Now my oven is not quite, let's see if it's heated up to where it needs to be. It is it there? Oh my gosh, I think it might be there. Maybe your oven is too. Oh yeah, looks like it's ready. Good. Well, I'm going to let these rest for just a teeny bit. And then I might brush them with water and add salt. Why not? Have experiment time. Let's see. I need a towel. If you don't have a towel, I'm just going to let them sit, and then I'm going to add the water back in because our dryer broke and I don't have any clean kitchen towels. We are getting one in 2 days, so there's that. So we just have one for drying our hands right now. Okay, so we'll let that sit for a second. Our meat is looking good. You can see how it's starting to kind of brown up. I'm going to open that up, take a spoon, and you're just going to break down that frozen meat. You can kind of scrape off some of the parts that are softer, and you can see kind of the frozen meat underneath. So go ahead and you can flip it. That's what I would do because that side's going to be more cooked. And now, because the buns are pretty much ready, I'm going to turn up the heat to high. It's okay if it's frozen. That is okay. We're going to get it to where it needs to be pretty quick. So start breaking down your meat. I'm going to put this lid away where I can wash it. And then I'm going to grab all of my sauce items. So I'm just going to gather those little by little. Maybe yours are already by your stove. If so, kudos to you. You did it. Okay, while I am over here, I'm taking the chance to stir my meat up again or flip it. Ooh, you're just gonna want to keep flipping it back and forth and scraping. Move your other pieces around too, because they're still cooking too. Trying to make sure it's the big meat block is sitting on the pan. Try to get the little pieces out from under there. You can even, I've even done this, take some of those pieces and just stack them on top of that big block. And the steam, it helps them not get as cooked, so you're not having some cooked meat and some undercooked. And then I feel like it kind of creates a little warm environment for that to keep going. So I'm going to grab more stuff now. Grab my seasonings and my salt. Galley kitchen things, right? Comment if you have a galley kitchen. No one's really commenting yet, but maybe you do. Maybe one day when people come watch this video, you can let me know if you have a galley kitchen, because they have their moments. I'm just going to put this on the other side so I can stretch and reach for it, because I have my bun sitting here. Okay, so now let's flip it again. It's starting to get a little bit hotter now. And now I'm going to just start adding some of my seasonings with the meat in its state. I'm going to add my salt, about a teaspoon and a half. I'm going to add my cumin, maybe about half a teaspoon. I'm going to add some garlic powder or granules too, or a mix. I usually do my mix, but I thought I'd switch it up. Maybe a half to a fourth teaspoon. I'm not doing a ton. And then I have my black pepper. Ooh, I can start to smell it, and it's smelling good. So yeah, if you didn't have a clean towel to damp and put over your buns, that's okay. It'll still rise. There's been people that have made YouTube videos on that I learned that you can just let it rise and it'll work just as well. I'm going to grab a little bowl to throw some water in and use a brush to brush over the top. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little water, but I'm also going to do a little cream. Let's see what we got. Because cream is a good way, when you are egg free, to not do an egg wash, because everybody says wash with an egg on top, but I cannot do that. So I'm going to add some cream. See if it's still good. It is. Just gotta check. Decent amount, because I'm doing 16 rolls. So there's this 1/4 cup-ish of cream. I put a little water in mine. I'm going to brush that with my little baster brush. My meat's still chugging along over there, and it's fine, it's still fine. Okay, I'm just brushing the cream straight onto the buns. Costco has a great deal where you can just get a big thing of cream for pretty cheap. We try to eat organic here for the most part, but sometimes it's easy to just get a big thing of cream, because organic cream is expensive and we would be going through so much of it if we did it that way. So we're like 98% organic over here. You don't have to be. If you cannot, or you're not able to, it's okay. we can afford to be organic because of things like this, like making buns from scratch. Okay. And then our last one. Good. Yay! Complete. Now, because I forgot to add the salt, I'm just going to put some into my hand so I don't do too much. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little salt over the tops. And give it a nice little salty flavor. I'm just doing a teeny bit here. Because you want to have a little bit of flavor to your buns. I would add sesame seeds one day, but again, allergies to sesame, all seeds. So I gotta get creative. Okay. Might put the rest in my meat so I don't waste the salt there. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this into the oven. Now that it's ready. And I'm going to cook those for about 8 to 9 minutes. I'm going to start at 8 and see where we go. While that's in your oven, go check your meat. Ooh, ow, my spoon is hot. Watch out if you left your spoon in there. Just going to hold it on the edge so it might be a lot. Oh, awkward. I'm going to put this in the sink. It's too hot to handle. Anybody watch that on Netflix? I've seen like one season. Okay, so here we go. This is like a serving spoon, but this is what we have right now. This is a chaotic evening. Any day after Easter, I feel like it's kind of, or holidays, a little bit frazzled as a mom. But luckily, my mom helped out so much, so it was like a vacation. It's like coming back from vacation. Even though they live in town. Okay, so you can see it's almost cooked. There's just a couple red chunks in there. I've broken it all down now. Now I'm going to start adding a little olive oil just for some extra fat content and to help with the sticking. I'm going to add about this is my molasses. I get it in bulk. Measure big bottles. Okay. And I'm not adding a ton, like I'm drizzling. Maybe a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon here of molasses. It just takes forever to get down here. Come on! You might have an empty bottle like me, and you might want to store it upside down before doing the recipe while you prep, so you don't have this situation. That's good enough. I just want a little bit of molasses flavor. I'm not doing brown sugar. Oops. Ooh, a little bit of barbecue sauce. Maybe this is kind of a spicy, it's a honey hot one, so I only did a little because my kids will complain otherwise. And then I'm going to do a lot of ketchup, probably half that. And then I'm just going to do a splash of apple cider vinegar. Maybe, I don't know, a tablespoon and a half. It's going to get hot again. I don't leave it as long, but I feel like it's hot again. That's what happens. Wooden spoons are nice for this reason. Okay. So stir that around. It's going to start caramelizing with the sugars and the ketchup. If you have sugars in the ketchup, you might be doing a more keto-friendly ketchup. So I'm looking at my sauce, and I know I'm going to need, I think, a little more ketchup, but I want to be able to see the meat because I know it's still kind of cooking. So I'm going to add, go ahead and grab your onions and celery, slide those in. Now, I don't have cheese right now. That's where we're at. So we still need to go buy cheese. This would be a good time to, you can either grate your cheese, you can turn this kind of on low and let it keep cooking, let it soak in the flavors. You can grate your cheese, you can slice your cheese. So if you have cheese, do it now. So I shout out to my people with cheese, which is probably most of you. And then I'm gonna stir in my celery and onion. Looks like some of the meat's still almost there. Breaking down the bigger pieces. Yum. It's gonna be so good. Make sure your stove's on high still. I'm going to add some more ketchup. And I did not forget the mustard. I know it's over there. I'm going to give it one quick more stir here. You can add a little bit of water even if you feel like you want it to be a little more saucy. But I am just doing ketchup. And calling it good. But there have been times where I've added water into this. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, the mustard. I might even add just a touch of maple syrup. So I'm thinking I can smell the vinegar and I want it to be, you know, somewhat sweet. Might take away some of the heat that I added with the barbecue sauce too. See if there's any mustard left. I believe in you. Okay. Oh. I don't want to open another bottle, so I'm not going to add more than whatever I can get out of this. Maybe I'll add a little bit of water. Pro tip for people saving money. When you're done with your condiments, swish a little water in there, especially if you're baking with it. You can do this with ketchup if you were low on ketchup for this recipe. Swirl it around. Then you get your water and a little bit of whatever's left in your jar. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. That's good. The rest I can toss. There's a teeny bit left. But that gave me some mustard flavor there. Yeah. Yum. It's looking good. I'm going to do a little of my maple syrup. You know, so total, I bet we did about 3/4 to a half cup of ketchup. Again, your ketchup might be different. It might be thicker. It might be thinner. So it's going to be up to you to add what you need to. You're going to have to use your best judgment. If you grew up eating sloppy joes, then you know. I'm just going to pat that down. I'm going to put a little maple syrup on top, put the lid on, let it do its thing. Okay, and maple syrup. I'm doing fun voices today. There's flames coming over it a little bit. Okay. Maybe a teaspoon of maple syrup. Okay, that was our timer for my buns. I have a minute left. So if you put yours in with when I did, and you have about 1 minute left to 8 minutes. You can kind of look in your oven and check. See how it's doing. I'm really hoping mine are rising right. Okay. Should I try a little teeny piece? Yes. Always try your food. See if you need to adjust your seasonings. It's so good. Okay, it's perfect. I'm gonna put that on low. I didn't. Ow! Everything's hot today. I grabbed my lid back out. It wasn't on anything yet, so I'm just gonna stick that on top. It's on low. Now let me check my buns. They just went off. Oh, definitely a little bit longer for me. So I'm going to do another minute or two. Really big. Oh yeah, they're almost done. But they're not quite there yet. So while I am waiting on those, and your meat's on low, you have it flavored to how you want, and it's good, go ahead and start putting away your condiments. Make sure your kitchen's not as a mess to clean. That's why I like talking you guys through this, because then I'm able to help you kind of piece it a little bit. Okay. So we are going to do a bonus episode well, not an episode, but a bonus feature where I am going to be making, this out, that's right. I'm going to be making a green salad to go with dinner. So you may be wanting to do that. You might want to stop once your buns are done, and then you just have to slice them and you're good. But if you want to keep following along with the salad, then keep following along. Oops, this goes in my baking. I reorganized my cabinets and I'm like, wait, this is not correct. I'm also, while I'm over here by my KitchenAid, maybe you've already done this, but I'm gonna soak this in the sink so that I don't have to worry about scraping off hard dough. Okay, so I'm making room for my tray to come out. Your cup dish for your onions and stuff can go in this area too. Your cream can go back into the fridge. Okay. Sweet. We're good. And I'm about to pull out my buns now. Now, because I don't use egg, and because this isn't a dairy recipe, the dough is going to be a little bit more on the kind of white side. Oh yeah, those turned out fantastic. Ooh, so good. Okay, just don't get my wire on there. Yep. So yummy, brown, soft. They look like they're cooked. Oh yeah, they're cooked. Turn off your oven. Okay, there we go. So while those are cooling, not even going to put them on a cooling rack because I'm in a hurry. I'm going to start my salad, which I didn't get the ingredients out at the beginning. So if you're following along with me for the little bonus salad, if you have green salad to use, or any veggies or anything, just go ahead and join me. I'm going to keep using the same cutting board I had for my celery and my onion because why not? You're going to be cutting greens on there. Okay, so I'm grabbing my things out of my oven, or not my oven, oh gosh, hello, romaine out of my fridge, because that is what you need. And do I want to do, no, I'll do a little strawberries in my salad today, make it a little fancy. If you have any fruit you want to use, you can throw it in, you can make it savory, you can add carrots, cheese, whatever you got, spinach, but this is all we have right now, so we're keeping it basic. So you do need to make a Costco run. And I'm not doing a ton because I'm expecting each kiddo to not eat too much. So I have one small head of lettuce here. I'm just chopping that. I'm not cutting it any special which way. If I have any spinach, I add that in there. You might be a gardener, and I do have some arugula. It's just not quite big enough yet to start harvesting. So I do like to put fresh arugula in there, and nasturtium flowers. Oh, when I start doing my summer salad, it's going to be so much fun because I'll go out in the garden, I'll pick stuff, and then we'll make a salad out of it, and I'll talk about the benefits. So that's about how much salad there is, and that's definitely not enough. So I'm going to do 2 heads of lettuce now. If you have a big head of lettuce, you honestly probably just need one. I have a family of 6, but 5 that are eating adult food at this point. So I am making this for about a family of 5. And granted, some of them are toddlers, but they do eat so much food. So if you have toddler boys that eat a lot, yeah, you might want 2 heads of lettuce. And what happens usually if there is leftovers is I just eat the rest to get extra healthy. You can compost these if you want. You gotta get a bowl out, and I'm not gonna do that now. I'm gonna add a couple fresh strawberries. I think just, should I do 3 or 4? I'll do 3. That'll be just an extra special little surprise that they find. Cheddar would pair really great with this. Parmesan might be okay too. If you have a couple fresh blueberries or blackberries. That would be yummy. You could also use some of the fresh strawberries to make a vinaigrette. And I don't know, maybe I'll do that. Okay. Now I'm going to turn my meat, once I'm done cutting my strawberries, because I'm going to make a quick dressing as I call it, you might want to turn down or turn off your meat because it's going to be too hot to serve for your kiddos. So let's chop those strawberries up, or fruit, add your fruit. If you're chopping lettuce or onions or carrots, okay, wherever you are, after you put the last thing in or chop the last thing, just quickly run over and turn your pan off. So that's going to cool and be ready. You can take the lid off too if you want. I'm looking at that strawberry to salad ratio and thinking one more. Well, yeah, that's good. I'll use maybe one for the dressing. Let's try that. Kind of impromptu, and if you have berries, you can add those into vinaigrettes. Just take a Pyrex dish or a regular bowl. I'm going to do two because we need to eat some of these. Maybe I'll do one that's a little worse for wear. It's not as pretty. Okay. And then I'm going to just rinse those real quick. Back over here. I'm going to do like just a little bit of a chop on them, but I am going to blend them up. So well, I'm going to use one of those little stick blenders. I don't know if you have one of those. You could throw these into a blender itself or Cuisinart, but I'm just going to do right into that situation. Okay, so now I'm going to get my apple cider vinegar, which I have not put away yet. Love me some apple cider vinegar. It's so good, you guys. My favorite vinegar of all time. Maybe do, I don't know, half a cup. That's probably not even a half, but that's good enough. We're not making a huge salad. Huge salad. I'm gonna grab, sorry, I just saw like a little spider like dash away into my cabinet, so fun times. I feel like a spooky house. Okay, I have my olive oil. I want to get kind of close to about a cup of dressing. So I'm going to add a decent amount of olive oil. And then I'm going to add some maple syrup. Again, even though I did guess I put that away. Whee! Like the ADHD cooking show. It's a decent splash in there. Yeah, maybe a little more. I guess there's strawberries to sweeten that, but I like sweeter-ish dressings. And do I want some less? Do I have Dijon available? No. So like sometimes you just don't have that available. You can put a little Dijon, a little Vegenaise in there, or you could just leave it how I have it. I think I'll put the black pepper and salt onto my salad at the end. So I'm gonna grab that back out too. So what do you see? I'll put some of that in there. Black pepper and salt. Okay. Put that over here. And then I need my blending stick. And I store that in here. I use this for baby food. I use it for soups. I use it for nearly about many a thing. Dressings too, which I haven't done in a minute with that, but now you could also just do a thing where you put like, balsamic, sure, that's what I needed, where you just throw balsamic and olive oil and some seasonings and like just kind of toss your salad around. I and maple syrup just like directly in your salad, and I have definitely done that, and it turns out just fine. Everyone eats the salad. What was I getting? Okay, balsamic. Sometimes you just got mom brain. This is a yummy one. This is like Kirkland organic balsamic. They don't always have. Oops. I love how I just put that on top of the salad. Do that. Do a little in your dressing. See, this is how I usually do my salad, so I just tossed it right in, probably because I was talking about it. So you can do that. Toss it right on top of your salad. I'm just showing you that you can kind of make it any which way. There's no perfect method. There's some better than others, but most of them are. So I'm just going to emulsify that. And also shred my strawberries. Ooh, it's pretty pink. I'm just going to keep running that until I feel like it's mixed well enough and the strawberries are all broken down, or your berries. So you might have berries, blueberries. Just keep on mixing that until it's good. Okay, that looks good to me. Taste it. Oh, it's good. Yum. Now I'm going to add my salt and everything else on top at the end. I'm just going to pour it over. Should be a pretty pink color. I'm going to add pepper. Used about half. We'll see what that does for our 2 heads of lettuce. Everyone, again, has different preferences. Some people love really soggy, tons of dressing. Some people like just a teeny bit. My kids aren't old enough to really pour their own dressing on things, so just a sprinkle of salt and pepper. I'm going to get some tongs. We're going to mash that around. Oh my gosh, the spider made it by my hot buns. You guys, there's like, I gotta show you this. It's a teeny guy. Do you see that? Like, okay, let's see. There's like a teeny little spider there, so that's fun. I'm gonna save that spider. I don't kill spiders. Is that weird? I don't kill the little cute innocent ones. I put them back outside because I feel like they help with the home. So hopefully it's not getting too hot. I think it's cold enough that it's not gonna like get crispy on there. It didn't touch the food yet, so I'm not that scared of bugs because I do have a big garden and I have just grown accustomed to being around insects all the time. I've never been super spooked unless they're on me, and even then I've gotten better with age. I used to be way scared of bees. I used to be terrified of hornets. If I heard buzzing, I just ran around. I was like, girl, I'd like scream if a bee landed near her. But I've definitely improved. I'm going to try a piece of salad with the dressing. Oh, it's so fresh and springtimey. This extra dressing, I'm going to set aside. Later, I'm going to put it in a mason jar, put it in the fridge. I can use it for my last head of romaine lettuce. So, let's save the spider, you guys. Bonus episode. Renee Cook-Along saves a spider from heat damage. Inside trauma. Oh my gosh, you guys, where did it go? Okay, so there is a spider. It is somewhere. We are gonna find it. It went somewhere. It went somewhere, guys. Okay, here we go. Let's look. We're looking on the buns. Watch out, buddy, or you're gonna get my oldest one is sitting here helping me look for them. I don't want anyone to ingest a spider tonight, you guys. I think it might have climbed off. I should have gotten it while I had the chance. Okay, so now I am gonna move my buns over just because of the spider situation onto. I'm not seeing it. Oh golly. Sorry about that sneeze. I don't see the spider, so it's somewhere. We'll find it. I'm sure it'll like pop up on me at some point. Like I'll be walking around like, ah, spider. But it's okay for now. So go ahead and grab out a big plate for your buns. This is a good time to get your plates for your kiddos. I'm going to do little ones for them, and then some big ones for me, my husband, and my oldest son. I'm going to grab out some forks for their salad. I've seen salad that way. For all of us. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forks. and then I'm going to pass that on to my oldest, who's going to set the table. Here you go. Thank you for setting the table. Please clean it up. Okay, here you go. Go ahead and set the table. Thank you. My little boy, he's going to help. And then here's the salad. I'm bringing over the salad to the table. Okay, and now I'm going to get the buns onto the plate. Let's see, where's the plate? Oh, there's an extra plate over there. Whoops, I gave them. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and check for spiders. Woo! Let's see what we got. I'm inspecting for spiders here, you guys, because there was a spider on here, and I do not know where it went. Has anyone ever had a spider crawl in their food? Comment below. I've definitely had one in my water glass at night, so now I'm always paranoid that there's a little spider. It was a cute little jumpy one, but it was not alive. But now I always get nervous that I have a spider, you know, in my cup at night, like when you get a drink of water at night and you're kind of terrified. So sorry if I unlocked a new fear for people. Okay, let's put that there. Put that there. Okay, I'm gonna look and see if we have the spider underneath. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not there. So. And it's not on our meat. Luckily, we had the lid on the meat, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to have the buns on the table here. I'm going to get a bread cutting knife. And I'm going to start cutting buns, serving up, and then we will kind of clean up the kitchen. So clean up the kitchen when you're all done. And that's it. So thank you. I hope you had fun cooking along with Renee today. It was kind of a hectic episode. That is life. So I hope to see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so I found the spider, you guys. So we are going to take that out in a cup, put it in our garden, and I just wanted to let you know we did find the spider. It's a tip for kids that can't eat sandwiches yet because they're too little, like maybe a 2-year-old, maybe a 3-year-old. I do a full bun. I do not cut it in half. I just let them eat it like a dinner roll. I put the meat on the side, and then I add the salad. Time to try the food. Good. Buns were perfect. Flattened. The salt on top. Good idea. And it's just really good. So I hope you enjoy it.